Good evening everyone, this is coLrsvp, also known as Marventus, bringing you yet another game from the Star2.org tournament. In my role as one of the staffcasters at gamereplays.org, that is gamereplays.org, I do occasional bouts of this kind of stuff, and this is the second game of the semi-final. Second game of the second semi-final, featuring in the top right-hand corner our teal Protoss, Mr. ppgBubbles, and in the bottom left-hand corner the red Protoss, Mr. RSVP. So if you remember in the previous game, I believe Bubbles won in an extremely epic and very fast Protoss versus Protoss matchup. Let's see how they're going to be doing this time. We have a little RSVP proxy action here. He's laid down proxy barracks right here in the corner, and Bubbles is attempting to deal with it with his probes. Let's see how this is going to work out. The barracks goes up, and not the barracks, rather the proxy pylon. Why did I call it a barracks? That's just insane. That's clearly not a barracks. That is a pylon. So the pylon has gone up, and now we have a gateway going up here as well. Well, this is just odd stuff. We've got a proxy pylon and a proxy gateway going up for RSVP. And how is Bubbles responding with this? He is putting down a forge. I imagine cannons will go up here in the near future. That looks to me like the right response. A couple of well-placed cannons up here will deal with this no problem. Yet another pylon going up here actually that's Bubbles got a pylon going up here now. And now RSVP has got a forge going up there as well. So he's busily building his base right here at the foot of Bubbles' base. This is a dramatic turn of events. I haven't seen this done before. So we've got a gateway now up, and then we have a forge coming up there as well. Now keeping in mind that this pylon, that forge and this gateway all belong to RSVP, whereas this pylon right here belongs to Bubbles. So it's some pretty strange shenanigans afoot here. Strange shenanigans. The first of the cannons is now going up for Bubbles. Now the question is he going to be fast enough to deal with this? We have the first zealot coming out for RSVP, who is immediately getting surrounded by probes. Nice work there from Bubbles, dealing with it well. But just remember, they do hit hard, but that cannon is now up and he can do the damage he needs to do. Excellent work there. Now the cannon is firing away at the gateway. It's only going to take a few shots before that goes down. Now either this is going to wind up working for RSVP, or this is going to be the most expensive cheese failure ever. And it is currently leaning towards the latter. We have a cannon going up here for Bubbles as well. He's got two cannons doing their job. And this entire attempt appears to be completely and utterly lost. Now let's take a look at the income tab. Relatively even on harvest account, relatively even on income, but at this point a huge amount of money has been lost for RSVP, who is now going to lose these two buildings along with that pylon. And he is now also supply blocked with the loss of that pylon. So at this point I would be willing to call RSVP a little bit behind. So he's got another pylon going up here, cybernetic score coming up here, and now his first gateway again up there. So very expensive cheese failure attempt for RSVP. In the meantime, Bubbles has lost no more than 2 probes and nothing else in the exchange. So he is clearly ahead at this point in the game. Let's see how he's going to marshal and utilize that slight advantage that he has now gotten. We have a zealot standing by here by the gateway for RSVP, but I don't think that there'll be any rushes coming at him just immediately. I would imagine that Bubbles will hunker down and build up a bit of an army, gaining on his advantage to see if he can make one push that will end it all. In the meantime, the first gateway now going up for RSVP, a second gateway and a third one in the making, along with a fourth one here as well. Cybernetics core is Corona boosting out the warp technology. And what are we doing over here? We have a zealot on the way. We have another cannon going up here. We have sorry, not a zealot, a sentry on the way up there, of course. And we have warp gate technology being corona boosted there as well. The excitement of early stage PvP. Now I wonder how many different ways that could have gone. I wonder if that cheese attempt was basically doomed from the beginning. I think the positioning was simply off. If he had positioned it somewhere else but there, it would have made life so much more difficult for Bubbles to deal with it. The positioning was slightly off. There was no real opportunity for that to work unless Bubbles simply had not chosen that snappy good response of forge plus cannons immediately. If he had tried to go any other way, that would probably have gone down. Here we are, the first units from RSVP are now coming in. He has managed to bust out 4 Stalkers and 2 Zealots already. Maybe I was a little premature in calling this a victory for Bubbles. Let's see how this goes. How on earth did he manage to cronk up that many units that quickly? Oh, there is a pylon right there. So he's warping in the units fast over here in the corner. Got a little mini army building over there. 2 cannons and a zealot and a sentry standing by. Is it going to be enough? I don't think so. Yet another pylon being built there, but that one looks like it's going down. That was just chronically bad placement there. Or is it? It appears to have entered a status quo. No, that's definitely going up because the cannon is now diverted, shooting at other things. That cannon is down as well, that zealot goes down as well, and this cannon looks like it's about to be headed into oblivion as well. But at what price? Almost all the army of RSVP has gone down in the exchange. He's got a bunch of pylons here and there to warp in new units, but he has got no money to do so. No gas, rather. But he has managed to hit the main base, and Bubbles is now vulnerable. Scratch that plan. No, he's not. He's got 4 zealots coming in. Doing a bit of micro there to get rid of the zealot, rather 4 stalkers coming in, and doing a bit of micro to get rid of the zealot threat, along with the sentry doing some nice work there. So again, oh, another 3 zealots coming in from RSVP. This is a back and forth battle that is at this point extremely unclear who's going to emerge as the victor here. Even more Bubbles units coming in from behind. Nice positioning there, going to catch the stalkers in a surround. They go down in a hurry, and Bubbles is victorious. There is the GG from RSVP, and he has left the game. So yes, indeed, he was unable to come back from his original loss. Interesting that these PvP matchups are so aggressive and so short. This was again an extremely short game. So Bubbles moves over into the finals in that case. And thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Again, this is the second semifinals of the second game of the second semifinals of the Star2.org tournament. Say that very fast 15 times, I dare you. Right, and feel free to like, dislike, and comment if you like these things. I shall see you again later. Have a good evening.